let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. If I don't talk to you, the treasure in this message, so I gotta drop a couple jewels. Did it for my people, need some guidance, and they seek it true. Tired of propaganda, and they sick of being lied to. There's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. So let's talk. I say there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Yeah. We need more wisdom, we need more love. I'm screaming peace on my people, I'm talking one love. And positive people, we need some more of. And black-owned businesses in my neighborhood really need to talk about our condition. TV and the media is painting strange pictures. If you see a black man, get your gun because these vicious cops been killing us. Why you think it's cop killers die?
Major TV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back, this is our appreciation. This is Major TV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your notifications. Do it without you, need your full participation. And we giving back, this is our appreciation. Appreciate the views and appreciate the comments. Keeping it real, always giving you this content. Hoping that my people don't take nothing out of context. Giving you this knowledge, hoping that it change your mindset. Telling you you're beautiful like the dawn of the sunset. And letting them know black power is more than just a concept. Major TD, you know we do this for the people. Changing the community and raising future leaders. This is Major TV and this is brought to you by Major. Like and subscribe to get your
Good day and positive vibration. This is Major, and thank you for tuning to Major TV. Let's talk. Today is an honor and pleasure to bring this beautiful sister that wrote a very endearing book. I had a chance to look at it. I did. I do have Kindle, so I had a chance to look at it, not read in totality, but some excerpts. And I really did some research. I just really want to get into her and see where she was coming from. I think the book is very endearing. It's something that will make you really think about, you as a person. Without further ado, I want to bring in this lovely sister and author, ChristianCook. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. For those who's watching, please like and share this live. Please like to share this live. We have ChristianCook, author of Growing in the Gray. Christian, I mean, without letting her rap about the hat, we not gonna go there just yet.
Okay.
But who is ChristianCook? Talk about you. Let's hear some things about you, like.
Well, I'm from the suburbs of Detroit. That's where I'm from originally. I did move away from home when I was 17, which shocks a lot of people. So, because I graduated high school early and I didn't want to take a gap year. I just kind of wanted to do my thing, go to college, try to really start my own life outside of my family and the way people view me back home. So from there, I moved to Chicago. I thought I was going to love it at first, but it was kind of rough. It was hard for me to adjust to a new city, a new environment, new people. But just me being naturally more introverted, I just started to write all of my experiences that I had while I was in school. So my love for writing came from an early age. I was always writing stories when I was done with work early in the back of the class. It was just always a passion of mine. But outside of writing, because I don't like to be described as a writer per se, but I like to be described as more of a storyteller because I do want to tell stories in a lot of different mediums. But I've always been creative.
So what inspired you to write this book?
My life really inspired me to write this book specifically. It's not an autobiography, tell all, memoir type of situation, but a lot of the scenarios in the book are inspired by my experiences that I have when I like went away from school. Like Krista Clark, she moved to Chicago in the book. I was able to write about that authentically because I know what it's like to move here. And I wanted to write about the city in a way that was real and not just a one-sided type of story about Chicago. That is something that I feel like happens a lot with a lot of the media, the way that people view the city. People don't really understand how beautiful it is, and also just it in its totality. It's like it's totally not exactly what it seems to be through the news or any other medium that people kind of take in. Also inspired me to write the book. I wanted to write a story about a Black female lead that wasn't centered around trauma, wasn't centered around stereotypes, but a story where it's just like Black girls are finding themselves, creating fun, creating a name for themselves too. Of course, there's struggle coming with that, but it's not a boohoo, sad type of story. Like you see Krista Clark having some fun, you see her dating, having like coming out of her shell and growing into her own.
Well, I've been to Chicago with my dad, bless his soul, in 2010, and it's beautiful out there. I didn't go like where it was poverty stricken or high crime
So
urban
I guess
areas.
you were like downtown.
Yeah, I mean, you can say downtown, whatever. But I went out there for Savior's Day, Nature's Life Savior's Day. We
Okay.
did like 4 days. It was real nice out there. So, and then I drove out there like a few years when I first started driving, running out to the UPS. But I'm just agreeing with you that Chicago is beautiful. This book we're talking about, Growing in the Gray, is this a fictional or non-fictional book?
This is a fiction novel.
All right, fiction novel. Why fiction?
It's fiction because there are fictional elements all throughout the story.
All right. Let's talk about your travel. How about Paris? How I heard a lot of stories about Paris. Some romance stuff. Even a lot of movies and stuff back in the day. I want to know what about Paris? How was it Paris?
Paris is probably so far my favorite city in the world. I got to go my junior year of college. This was like at the top of 2018. I was there for 2 weeks, and it almost felt fake for me because I wanted to go to Paris since I was 4. And that was my first time out the country. So for me, it was just like a childhood dream. I was like, this is the first place out of the country I got to go to. And this is somewhere I've wanted to go since I was like a little kid. So it kind of felt surreal. But I feel like Paris is like such a breathable city for people who want to create, people who are into culture, museums, amazing food. You get to drink champagne on the bus. I got to like meet a lot of different people, even though I don't speak the language. Really good shopping, but also just Europe, specifically in Paris, because that's where I was. It moves so much slower than the American pace, where they get their work done, but they're not stressing on the speed of it, more about the quality. And that's something that I kind of resonate with specifically with, because that's another reason why I kind of hate working sometimes, because I feel like in America, we're just trying to push out products all the time, no matter if it's really good or not. But there I was able to kind of really slow down and really begin formulating the book.
And let's bring the book to screen, right? Let's bring the book to screen. And I want to thank everybody viewing. We have the author Christian Cook on the platform talking about the book right here, Growing in the Gray. I had the little reading of it, and I'm gonna ask you something, right? And this is just something coming from the top of my head. What was your greatest challenge throughout the book when it got to the point where you found it hard to really kind of say what you wanted to say? When that happened, if it did happen.
With this book specifically, I had way more fun writing this book than I've had with any other project that I've worked on. So I didn't think about how people would receive it. I didn't think about any type of feedback I would get on the book. I wanted to tell a story that I wanted to tell. And that is why I was able to really free flow with it and not concentrate on any backlash or how like sales or anything like that. So
Okay.
having a free mindset really sparks my creativity. And I wasn't afraid to say things that I would have probably been afraid to say when I was a younger writer. Really, me taking the time to go through things in detail. Like this book specifically, out of the other books I've written, this is my body of work that I'm proud of because I was just being authentic through and through.
It was according to research, and also description on Growing the Gray. After the first week, they debuted in the top 20 of all books on Amazon.
It did. I was
Wow,
very proud of
congrats.
that.
Congrats. How that felt?
That felt amazing, especially as an artist. You never know how these things are going to go. No one has to read this book. It's not something that someone has to do. People chose to buy this. People bought into the concept, and I'm just grateful for that.
The book right now is, I'm jumping around, y'all. My bad. I'm jumping around. Seeing $16.
Yeah, so the paperback is $16.99, and then the hardcover is $30.99.
Okay, all right. I see it right here. And you got like me, Kindle
Mhm.
Unlimited. It's free. You gotta pay, I think, $5 a month, $4.99 a Kindle.
Okay.
Yeah. If you got Kindle Unlimited, you can see it for view free, even though you have to pay that monthly subscription. Like you said, hardcover $30.99, paperback $16.99. Won't you tell the audience of people that's viewing, see the replay, why they should buy this book? What make
This
what make this book different?
this book is different than any book that I've ever read, and I did that on purpose because with this book you really get to see the character's mindset and see how that really kind of controls the entire plot of the book. I feel like in life specifically, and even in a lot of stories, you get heavy dialogue and not enough monologue within stories. So you kind of feel like you are with Krista Clark the entire way of the book. And this book is different because you're kind of really like living through her memories while
Mm,
you're also in the present.
okay. And we're not trying to tell a book to you all. You gotta go get it and read it. We give you a little taste of here and there and different things to reflect on. But we need you to go buy this book. She's a young author, up and coming. I'm definitely rooting for you.
Thank
Um,
you.
any future projects you're working on?
Yes, I'm actually working on the sequel to this book now.
Mm,
This is a series that I want to finish in its entirety. I either want it to be a 4-book series where you go from freshman year of college to senior year to graduation, or it'd be 5 books where we get freshman year of college all the way up until that first year post grad, which was like the trenches for me specifically. So I kind of just want to like go through that experience. That first year after graduating college is no joke. It's not. I thought I was going to like go in having the perfect job right out of school. I was feeling myself after graduation. Like I had like all the like great internships. I'm like, this is going to be an easy breeze. And my first job out of school was so trash. Like I used to cry at the desk in silence, go to the bathroom, make video diaries about how much I hated it. Cry. Like it was a very dramatic situation.
wow. I heard some horror stories about college. I've been through college. Um, excuse me, 2 years. That's it. 2 years of college.
Okay.
That was it. But the little time I was in college, it was rough. It was real rough. But I do believe you apply yourself. You don't party too much. You got a real chance of hurling. Real chance of overcoming how challenging college can get. So I didn't get to where you was at with the BAs and all that. But I want to ask you something. What do writing do for you in the sense of it's a new world, right? It's something you never did. You decide to take writing courses and what have you. But what writing has done for you?
Writing has been probably the most therapeutic exercise I've ever decided to do. It's really me getting all of my thoughts, all of my plans, sometimes daydreams out on paper. And it really has helped me kind of navigate and plan my future. That's like writing that I do every day. And then creative writing, I feel the most alive when I write, which I know people think is strange because it's like a private moment. I'm not with a lot of other people. It's not like some people say, I love to party, I love to do this, which I do like to do too. But this is one of those moments where I feel like my soul is being reflected on paper.
Mm. Mm. Along the way in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was something that I want to ask you because a lot of times people understand that in life they're going to be real struggles and they're going to be regrets. And I have this question because sometimes we ask questions a lot, but along the way, um, was there any regrets or what regrets you had along the way, and what did it do to you, and why?
This is one of those tricky questions. And I say that because I always tell people I don't have any regrets in my life. I'm 25 now, and the decisions that I've made, I wouldn't have been able to be where I am today without the course of choices that I've made. If I decided to go to a different school, this book wouldn't have existed because these characters that I use in the book are based off the people that I met on the campus that I went to school with. I knew I didn't want to go to Michigan State. I knew I didn't want to stay where I was. I knew that that comfortable cushion of my family and friends was more, as much as loving as it was very suffocating for me. I don't know, that kind of sounds kind of bad because like people, as much as I love my loved ones, I cannot be underneath their wing. I needed to be my own person and to create the woman that I wanted to be. So without my experiences that I've had, I wouldn't be able to feel like I can shed light or provide any wisdom to other people if I didn't make the choices that I made today. Now, recently, I think I still kind of stick with my decision of saying no regrets. I'm pretty confident in that. I'm just kind of watching myself right now because I'm in a space in life where I am trying to formulate what's next, and I'm trying to be very precise on the decisions I make to get there because I'm in a state of mind where I see where I want to go in my mind, but I need to take very precise steps to get there. And where I want to go in life is in a bigger state where I am now, but the choices that I'm making at this moment as an artist are very important about step 2 and the next project and seeing if people are still going to be wanting to hear anything from me. And that's kind of daunting to think about, so I don't try to think about it too much, but I do have a loose plan of where I would like to see myself from here.
Oh, I think that as sincere as it get. The reason why I asked that question because a lot of us, myself, a little regrets, and it's not a bad thing.
It's not.
But what I love about your story is, despite you emphasize you didn't emphasize anything on regrets, I'm looking at your progression as far as you talking about, where you were at, decisions you made, to not want to go to certain colleges, to step out on your own, and so forth, so on, and then deliberately took classes, writing classes, whereas now you're an author of a very, very growing book that you just published. What you want people to know about you? Because I really see you in the future doing big things.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I love because you're very thoughtful in your reaction to my questions. You're very thought out, and I appreciate that. And I don't know what this interview gonna do for you, but what I do know is what I see in you right now is something special. Her IG at Christian Cook writes is in the description as well as the website and etc. But what you want people to know about you?
I want people to know that anytime I drop a project, it won't be mid. And what I mean by that specifically is you can always expect high quality storytelling from me, whether that's in the form of writing, form of video, or any other type of medium that I choose. You're going to be able to connect dots. You're going to be able to experience the story in its fullness.
Okay. Um, I have a question. A question that was
Okay.
just shared with me. I'm gonna ask, this is a good question.
Okay.
What are some of the things you didn't know about the process of writing to publishing that you learned that you believe can be beneficial to an upcoming and new writer or writers?
Okay. This is a very good question because I've been actually doing speaking engagements where I've been sharing my knowledge. One thing that I want writers or any creator to know is balance focusing on your talent also with focusing on marketing and or business. Your talent is extremely important because when you do get to the forefront and people are reaching out to you to either get you published or whatever it may be, make sure that you have some marketing savvy about you. Like, how do you want to be marketed? How do you want people to see you? What is your brand outside of the book? That's something that's very important.
Okay, good. I think that was a great question. I mean, an answer to the question. But I'm not about you now. This question directly about you. And this is something I thought about asking you. And I was like, in your life journey,
Mm-hmm.
what is your truest way in finding solitude, comfort, and a peace of mind?
I
With,
feel like
with everything that's going on around you and then the right thing and what have you.
I would say in solitude, I write almost every day. I actually wrote earlier today before this interview. Me and my friend, we went on a hike. So I went hiking today. I haven't been outside the city in a while. I just wanted to get some fresh air. Um, and lately I've been trying new things. I'm into painting a little bit. So that's something I like to do in my free time. I'm just a creative person. I love making things, specifically art. That's just when I've always been the happiest. And in my solitude where I'm just doing me, feeling like I'm most comfortable being myself.
All right. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody viewing, liking, share this live. We have Christian Cook on the platforms, is the author of the new book. How long the book been out? Growing in the Gray.
So it's been out about a month and a half now.
All right, this is still a new book in my eyes.
Yes.
Growing in the Gray. I want to thank you so much on the platform.
Thank you for having
Feel
me.
free to come whenever. I always ask at the end of the interview, what are your final words? Whatever you chose to speak about, what have you before we leave in this interview.
I would say my final words to anyone who's watching is always make time for you. I feel like time is the most important thing that we have and people don't really value it. I've been even working on prioritizing my time better these days, whether that is at like when I'm working or when I'm just doing my own thing. I'm spending more time with people who mean the most to me. I am working on projects that bring me excitement and fulfillment. I don't want to look at my life, especially when I'm older, and look at times where I've been hanging out with people who don't bring me any excitement, no joy. Like I'm always pouring into them and they're not pouring into me, or I wrote something that I'm not proud of. I want to spend my time on things that have meaning, and I hope other people are doing the same thing too.
Beautiful said, beautiful said. We have one comment from Say that she asked, do you offer or intend to offer any mentor mentoring during the future?
That's actually something that is in the works, possibly. I don't like to speak on anything too early, but there is a possibility that I will be doing more speaking engagements for people specifically like on how to market themselves, writing, any tips that I can give out. You can go to craftedbychristian.com. That's another, I have 2 websites where you can also see like my advice, sign up for my email distribution list, all of that. You can also do that on Christian Cook Writes too. Crafted by Christian is more like my lifestyle site, and then Christian Cook Writes is more strictly writing.
All right, thank you for the comment, Sadie, and
thank you,
I
Sadie.
want to thank you again so much, Christian, for coming on. Please feel free to do this again. You know,
for
if
sure.
you have a new project, you have a anything, an event, if you're shopping around on mentoring or what have you, she said, "Will do." Thanks.
Thank you, Sadie.
Do that. So I want to thank you so much for coming on the platform. Thank everybody that viewed, anybody that come on after replay that watched this interview. Thank you. Please like and share this live. Major TV can only grow if the people get behind the platform and push the content that we're trying to push out there. We're trying to push out some positive content, recognizing
we need it.
Beautiful melanated Black people like Miss Christian Cook that's doing great things. We can't do other people. So I want to thank everybody. With that being said, y'all know my final words. Y'all stay focused, stay true to you, and just be you. Peace.
Bye.
Let's talk. Yeah. Doing it from the heart, that's the only way of doing it. Giving the food for thought, cause these Jews are real jewelry. Remember, we used to march for peace. The days Dr. King, remember, we would walk the streets showing our unity. Yeah, strength in numbers, we need to talk among us. We need to show more love and be more supportive. Product of my environment, something wrong with the soil. Soldier with no platoon, cause every day it's a war. Doing it from the heart, that's the only way of doing it. Giving them food for thought, cause these Jews are real jewelry. Remember, we used to march for peace. The days Dr. King, remember, we would walk the streets showing our unity. Doing it from the heart, cause that's the only way of doing it. Giving them food for thought, cause these Jews are real jewelry. Remember, we used to march for peace. The days Dr. King, remember, we would walk the streets showing our unity. Let's talk. I ain't saying that it gotta happen overnight, but we gotta make a change to preserve life, serve a greater purpose, and start with you and I. Gotta plant the seeds of hope deep in your mind, and let it grow to something you never thought it would, and give back all the blessings to the neighborhood, just the way you should, the only way to do it. This is Major TV Music, Black Media. Doing it from the heart, that's the only way of doing it. Giving them food for thought, cause these Jews are real jewelry. Remember, we used to march for peace. The days Dr. King, remember, we would walk the streets showing our unity. Doing it from the heart, that's the only way of doing it. Giving them food for thought, cause these Jews are real jewelry. Remember, we used to march for peace. The days Dr. King, remember, we would walk the streets showing our unity.
The Negro is still languished in the corners of American society, finds himself in exile in his own land. So we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned.